Let's start off with January for those who haven't seen my earlier months, and I'll talk you through the later ones in a bit more detail. So, obviously this was my constellation theme, and it was in the pink, the purple and blue, which are my favourite colours. So I do really love this one, and I like how it's kind of minimalist but not boring, so we like this one. Mood tracker, again, one of my favourite little, what would you call this, like the colour code, the key, I guess. Yeah, that's like my favourite one that I've done, probably, because I just like how it's a constellation, so it actually matches in with the themes. This was a sleep tracker. I've kind of come away from this type of sleep tracker, you'll realise as we get further down, just because I think they're quite boring, they take a long time to draw, and I just prefer having it on my weekly spread now, so I've changed a little bit with that. Habit tracker as well is something that comes and goes, but this is obviously the beauty of bullet journaling. You can update it, change things if you're not happy, and yeah, like, just make it your own. So if you do a month and then the next month you think, I actually didn't really use that spread much, then just don't use it. 1 line a day comes and goes in various forms. And then we're on to the weekly spreads for January. So I will flip you through these. This is back when I was doing double page weekly spreads, and although they look nice, you can see there's a lot of blank space. So my single page weekly spreads look a lot more full, which I prefer. Sorry, speaking on live gets me out of breath, so just bear with me. Yeah, so I really loved this setup of a weekly spread. It was probably one of my favourite styles, and I think that is because it looks busier, because there's smaller sections for the to-do lists. And I don't know if I've explained much on YouTube before, but I basically use Notion, which is on my computer. I can do you a Notion tour at some point if you like. It's like a productivity app, and it kind of includes calendars, notes, everything you could want. So I use that for like the bulk of my brain. And then the bullet journal is for like priority daily to-dos. So obviously I've got more things that I do in a day than these things, but I just try to make this a priority basically. Then this is February, a very different style. Looking back on it now, I still really like it, but it just doesn't feel very me in my bullet journal, if you kind of get what I mean. But I do really like it, and obviously part of the reason why I share my journal is for people to get inspiration for theirs. So although it might not be very me, it might be you, so you can feel free to take inspiration from these. Although I have to say, I do love this mood tracker. Look at the little washing line, how cute is that? So I really love that page, but again, we're back with the old style sleep tracker, which is a little bit different now. Then we've got the February weekly spreads, and this is where I was using my habit trackers on the page of the weekly instead of like a whole spread to itself. So again, just experimenting. And we were still in the double page weekly spreads for February, so that's why they look very busy and different. This was the time I tried time blocking. It just didn't work for me, to be honest, so yeah, just wasn't my favourite. Might work for you, but didn't work for me, but it was quite fun to try it out. Again, we've got that similar style that I really liked, which was obviously giving a hint to the fact that I prefer a busier looking weekly spread, probably to make myself feel a bit more productive, but there we go. Then we're on to the lovely colourful March, and look at this mood tracker. I just love it. It's so colourful and was just perfect for March with the bees, and so cute. And a lot of people really love this set of spreads whenever I flick through, so I think that just says something, doesn't it? So oh, and this one was a little different. I had a sleep tracker on this side, so it's the days of the months down this side, and then it's the hours, so like the time across here from like 9 p.m, 10 p.m, all the way through to 10 or 11 a.m. the next day. So you just highlight the hours that you were sleeping from. And then I've got the same for water, and this would just be in litres. So you just highlight if you had 2 litres, go up to there, and all the way down. So that was quite a interesting type of spread, a different way to do it. But again, you can just see throughout this whole year, I've just been changing it up depending on what worked for me previously, if I've seen a cool idea on Instagram or something that I wanted to try out, something like that. This was the workout tracker that was a total failure because my colour scheme got muddled. I couldn't remember which colour was which because they were so similar, so yeah, I mean, it's a cute little tracker if you use some different colours and don't mess it up like I did. But then here's a gratitude log. Again, it's just so simple. You literally just have a line per day of the month. I use alternate colours or a few different colours through for the lines, just so it alternates and ties in with the colour scheme. And then you just use that line to write something you were grateful for that day, or a highlight of the day, anything like that. So these are the March weekly spreads, which I did a Dutch door, which basically means when you cut into the page so that you can see like the other page on both pages, if that makes sense. So I've got this colourful top bit, which took quite a while to colour in. So I wanted to have it that you can see all the pages having the title without me having to redraw it every time. And if you want to see me set any of this up, I'm pretty sure I did this spread on a live, so you can always look back if you fancy doing this spread for August or something, because I think bees and like yellow would still be really nice throughout the summer. Okay, then we're on to April. So this was a different style again, which I really love. Look at the little ducklings. So it was April, and April showers is a thing in the UK, like rain. So I wanted to have that incorporated, but I didn't want it to just be rain because I thought it might just be a bit, you know, kind of sad and miserable. So I thought, what can cheer up rain? Little ducks in welly boots with umbrellas. So it's so cute. I used a little calendar page on here that I use for content, but to be honest, the highlight of that page is the little duck shaking off the water in the top corner. Again, all of these videos are on my YouTube if you do want to see them for use in the future. Then we've got the mood tracker, and as I always say for the mood tracker, you want to have a shape that you can replicate really easily. So like a raindrop is so easy to just draw over and over again, plus it's small enough to fit 30 or so of them on the page in order to represent each day of the month. Then we've got casual magic, which is just another take on gratitude or daily highlights. And then we're on to my attempt at a single page weekly spread. So I really liked how this looked, and this is kind of the style that I've followed from now on. So this is also where I started to incorporate the sleep trackers on the weekly spread, and I just really like this look. I've been calling it a dashboard style weekly spread, just because of how busy it is, how much information you get on there, and yeah, I don't know if that's a thing, but it's my thing. So let me know whether you think that that looks good. I was also still going backwards and forwards with single and double, so that's why we've got a mixture. Again, I think this is one that I did on a live, but I really liked the slight ombre to the letters. I just think it looks really nice and like subtle. Then we had another double page one. Also a really simple trick to bring some colour to your lettering is write in black and then use a yellow pen to go over the top if you've got a black pen that won't smudge, and it just kind of gives it a glow, which I think is pretty cool. And another double page spread in April, and then we are on to May, which is, I don't know whether this is my favourite or whether August is now my favourite, but you decide which one is your favourite set of spreads. This was my soya strawberry milkshake, and I just love how it looks. I spent a lot of time on this, as you can probably tell. I was also trying out a bit of a different style with the line work, and I just think it looks so cute. We've got the mood tracker, which I think is probably one of my favourite mood trackers now it's coloured in. All of the little strawberries just look so cute. The pinks and the reds work really well together, and I loved the little milkshake drawings that I did on here. They were really fun to do and just look really cute. Then we're on to the single pages, which I believe I now have been doing since here. So my dashboard style, again with the sleep trackers. If I've got a bit of extra space, I'll use it for a little note section or content ideas, that sort of thing, but you could use it for maybe next week, anything like that. And again, some more single pages. If you're struggling to fit in everything you need to on a single page, like just stick with a double page, or you can, what I do here is often splitting it into 6 is a little bit easier because obviously it's an even number. So you could either have this just your weekend. That was quite a good option for me. So as you can see, I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then end. So for weekend total, because if you're like me, the weekends are a little bit less organised. They're a bit more just kind of go with the flow. So that's that. And then we're on to June, which was the replica of my first set of spreads from last June when I started my TikTok. And I just wanted to do that as a little nod to my 1 year on TikTok and stuff. So plus lemons are just so nice and bright for the summer that I love those. A really simple calendar spread. So this is a kind of, how do you explain it? Like the image of the calendar, if that makes sense. So this would be Monday, Tuesday. So that would be Wednesday, the 1st of June. Goes along like that. And they're just little boxes that I coloured in as the day went by. Got a mood tracker, which of course we had to use the lemon segments for. And then all the little lemon segments didn't quite fit in, so I had to have a few leaves to be the extra days, but that's fine. And then some more dashboard weekly spreads. So this is when I started to include a little book tracker as well to help me keep on top of my reading. And it's also not very, because it's so small, it's not particularly daunting. You could just read 5 pages and like, that'll be okay, that's enough. It just helps build the habit, I thought. So having it on the weekly spread is a really good way to keep it in your memory and like keep reminding yourself, because you're going to look at the weekly spread pretty much every day. So I thought that was the idea. Plus, like, seeing it all finished, I just love how busy it looks. Some people might prefer a less busy spread, but you do you. And another one, just to give you another example. Just let me know if I'm turning the pages too quickly or anything, so if you want to see them for longer. Because I think towards the end of June and like throughout July, I've just been a bit crazy busy, so my TikToks haven't been as consistent as I would like, so I didn't post all of the weekly spreads as videos. So some people were wondering like if they could see some of these later weekly spreads. Then we've got a space. I wanted to do another summer bucket list, but I've not got around to doing it yet, so let me know if you think I should carry one on. I did one in my previous lemon spreads and it looked really, really cute. So yeah, I'll probably add that in at some point, maybe over the weekend if I get a chance. Then we are on to the mid-year review, because obviously this was in June, and I love this spread. Probably my favourite spread. I don't know if I've said that before, but I think this one is actually my favourite spread. So you can check out the video if you want to see this page come to life. But this was just a review of the year so far, as this was the end of June. I put, you know, a general review of like how I think I'd done in these areas. I put some of my favourite things, like songs I'd been listening to, programmes I'd been watching, other favourite songs, books I'd read. I also put a little tracker for my social medias. That isn't necessary unless you kind of want to, but obviously because I post on social media quite a lot, that's a useful one to have. Then just like a little paragraph, a bit of a review, and some goals for the year going forward. Then we're on to July. So I think this is the one that a lot of people wanted to see just updated how it's going. And I do really love this set of spreads. This was a new Pentel brush pen that I got in a really pale blue, and it was just perfect for this because it's like oceany blue. So I've used that a lot for the titles. July is my favourite. Yeah, let me know, guys, which one is your favourite, because obviously it's kind of just going to vary depending on your personality and preferences. So let me know. I think May or August is mine, but I do really love July as well. And the bees. March Bumble bee spreads are really cute. So we've got a little calendar here, some key dates, because the calendar I just use to mark off as the days go by. And then the key dates are good for if I need to actually write down something that won't fit in there. Then we've got the mood tracker. And these are all good. Whoops, I forgot to colour in him. But yeah, so these are basically little beach huts, and I'm doing it with a key at the top, and there's space because we've got a door on the beach huts as well. You can then choose 2 moods, because I guess not always are you going to feel one mood throughout the entire day. So I just sort of do it that the outside is the main mood of the day, and then secondary mood is the door. Yeah, and this is also the one that just kind of went wrong because, as you can see, 31 ends there, and look how many extra pictures I did, so yeah, we ignore that. These are also the 2 pages when I was filming my July setup, the camera cut out, so you might not have had a really good look at these. So yeah, the beach hut mood tracker, I think it looks really cute, but yeah, it took ages to film. And then the habit tracker, I tried to do this cool style that I saw on, I can't remember who it was. Somebody was doing this like cross hatching when they were filling in their habit trackers, and I thought it looked so cool, but it's actually really difficult because if you don't complete the habit every single day, like, you know, most people don't, it's hard to remember which way they should be going. So, I mean, good attempt, but probably won't carry that on next time. Then we've got the water tracker, which I hadn't done for a little while. So these little droplets are good because they can just represent however much you would want them to. For me, it's 500 ml per droplet. I drink a lot of water. And yeah, it's just a cute one to colour in. Then we have another gratitude log. This time I was alternating between all of the colours because I've kind of got 3 main colours, as you can see in this theme, the green, blue and orange. So I wanted to include all of those. Then these are the weekly spreads that you might not have seen because my TikToks have been a bit rubbish recently. So I've got the 4 weekly spreads so far. We're still on the single page dashboard style, and I've got my little beach hut doodles here and here. And then I've put in my 2 trackers. So this is my pages red tracker. So it's just a simple, hold it up again so you can see, days down here, and then these are pages read along that side. So for example, if I just read 5 pages, like on the Thursday, just goes up 1. So it's just like that. And the only reason I did it horizontal was just to make it look cooler. That's literally the only reason I did it, so that I would have like 2 different types of graphs. And then this is a simple sleep one, so hours down here and days of the week along here. So if you wanted to have one vertical one and one horizontal, just put the days on the different axis, and that's how you change it around. Again, same here. Oh, and also I've been doing for July recently just Monday to Friday. So as I'd explained previously, I was doing it 6 days, so that the 6th one would be for the whole weekend, but I just kind of am trying to not work at weekends. So I thought not including it on my spread would, 1, give me a bit more room for little doodles and stuff, and 2, it would just be a good kind of incentive to try and get everything done in the week if I don't have room to plan for it in my bullet journal on the weekend. So yeah, that is basically where we're at. Obviously today is Friday, but yesterday I wasn't very well, so I didn't really do much work yesterday. But I'll probably fill that in with just like explaining that I was ill, just so it's not a blank square. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. I think it's looking pretty cute so far. Oh, shall I show you my August ones? I kind of forgot I'd done those. So these are my August spreads. Totally forgot about these. Obviously, I've just created them ready for, is it Monday on August? Yes, Monday the 1st. So this is my new theme. So it's retro American diner is the theme. And I've actually noticed quite a few people are doing this. I was thinking, well, I'm so unique coming up with this, but no, apparently not. But I just love the little doodles. The pancake doodles are my favourite. Which one is your favourite doodle? Let me know. Yeah, they're just so cute. Again, I spent hours on this one. So a lot of people often ask how long it takes you. Something like a weekly spread like this probably can be done in about 20 minutes if I'm not filming it. And then these pages, it took me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to sketch them out in pencil, and then it took about 2 hours to film. So yeah, you don't need to spend as long as I do, but I just love it. So I just put a film on. I had Twilight on in the background, which is like my go-to for when I'm concentrating on something and I want something on in the background that I know well enough that I don't need to watch the screen all the time. So Twilight is my go-to for that. And yeah, I was just loving doing the little doodles. I was looking at Pinterest for retro diner inspo to get some like sign ideas and things like that. So as I said, this is the cover page, calendar page. We've got space for some goals just because I have some space and I thought, why not? And then this is my different style of trackers that I'm going to be trying throughout August. So let me know, well, you can't really let me know what you think yet, but you can let me know in the future. So this is going to be hard to explain, but I'll try. So we've got, you can see the numbers 8 to 1 down there. So that is the sleep tracker portion, if I just block that bit off. And then we've got days of the month along here. So this will be, if you imagine a bar graph. So from the first, say I slept for 8 hours, it would go all the way up to there. Then on, you know, throughout, if depending on how much I sleep, you'll get a sleep tracker, a bit like this one, but obviously a lot larger. And then for the mood tracker, which I've got down here, I'm going to put a dot. So say on the first, I was really, really happy, I would put a dot there. And then if the next few days I was not in a good mood, it would go down here. So I'm going to end up with like a zigzaggy graph across my other graph. So it should look really busy and cool and like mathsy, but we'll see about that. But it's hard to explain, so yeah, just wait and see basically. But I love this drawing, it was really fun to do. Got little sprinkles on it and a cute little straw, so yeah, that is basically it. That is the journal up to date, and then of course the weekly spreads will follow, and I will probably be doing this type of setup again with the single page weekly spreads. But that's the journal so far. I can't believe it's like basically August already. But yeah, I would love to know which is your favourite month. So we've got August, the retro diner. We've got July with the beach huts. We've got lemons in June. Then the strawberry milkshake in May. And then little rain ducks in April. Bumblebees in March. The kind of camping minimalist line drawing theme in February. And then the constellations in January. So let me know down below. Thank you all very much for joining. Sorry I was a little bit late. And I hope you enjoyed having an updated tour of my journal. So yeah, let me know which was your favourite spreads. And I will see you soon in another live when I do a Bujo with me during August, so you can see how all of these spreads get filled in. Thanks everyone. See you later. Bye.